Yellowstone National Park is one of the most breathtaking places on Earth. Its geysers, hot springs, and vibrant landscapes draw millions of visitors every year. But beneath its stunning beauty lies a geological giant, a supervolcano with a history of cataclysmic eruptions and a future that sparks both fascination and concern. Today, we're diving into Yellowstone's volcanic past and exploring what its future might hold. What makes this place so unique, and should we be worried about the next big eruption? Let's find out. To understand Yellowstone's story, we need to start with what a supervolcano is. Unlike the classic cone-shaped volcanoes like Mount Vesuvius, supervolcanoes are massive volcanic systems capable of erupting more than 240 cubic miles of material in a single event. That's enough to bury entire states under ash and rock. Yellowstone sits atop one of these giants, its caldera stretching roughly 45 miles across. This enormous crater was formed by massive eruptions over millions of years, and it's what powers the park's geothermal wonders today. Yellowstone's volcanic history is written in its rocks. Geologists have identified 3 major eruptions in the region over the past 2.1 million years. The first, known as the Huckleberry Ridge eruption, happened about 2.1 million years ago. It ejected over 600 cubic miles of material, blanketing much of North America in ash. The second, the Mesa Falls eruption, occurred around 1.3 million years ago and was smaller but still devastating. The most recent, the Lava Creek eruption, took place about 640,000 years ago, forming the massive caldera we see today. Each of these events was thousands of times more powerful than the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. These eruptions weren't just local disasters, they had global impacts. Ash from Yellowstone's eruptions has been found as far away as Louisiana and California. The debris would have blocked sunlight, triggering volcanic winters that cooled the planet for years. Plant and animal life would have struggled to survive in the aftermath, with ecosystems collapsing under the weight of ash and climate shifts. Fossils and geological records show that these events reshaped the landscape and left a lasting mark on the continent. So what drives these massive eruptions? Yellowstone sits above a hotspot, a plume of molten rock rising from deep within the Earth's mantle. This hotspot has remained stationary for millions of years, while the North American tectonic plate slowly drifts over it. Think of it like a blowtorch burning a hole through a moving piece of paper. As the plate moves, the hotspot leaves a trail of volcanic activity. This is why you can trace a chain of ancient calderas from Oregon to Wyoming, marking the hotspot's path over time. Today, the hotspot fuels Yellowstone's geothermal features. Geysers like Old Faithful, steaming hot springs, and bubbling mud pots are all powered by the heat and magma beneath the surface. The Yellowstone caldera is like a giant pressure cooker, with magma chambers sitting just a few miles below the ground. Water heated by this magma rises through cracks, creating the park's iconic displays. But this geothermal activity is also a reminder that the volcano is still active, even if it's not erupting right now. So what about the future? Could Yellowstone erupt again? The short answer is yes, but it's not as simple as it sounds. Scientists monitor Yellowstone closely using tools like seismometers, GPS, and satellite imagery to track ground movement, earthquakes, and gas emissions. The caldera is constantly shifting, with parts of it rising and falling by inches each year. Small earthquakes are common, with thousands occurring annually, most too weak to feel. These are signs of an active system, but not necessarily an imminent eruption. The chances of a supervolcanic eruption in our lifetime are incredibly low. Geologists estimate that Yellowstone's major eruptions happen roughly every 700,000 years, and we're still within the window since the last one. Smaller eruptions or lava flows are more likely than a catastrophic blast, but even those are rare. The U.S. Geological Survey rates the likelihood of a massive eruption in any given year at about 1 in 730,000, about the same odds as a large asteroid hitting Earth. If Yellowstone did erupt on a massive scale, the consequences would be severe. The immediate area would be devastated by pyroclastic flows, fast-moving clouds of hot gas and ash. Areas hundreds of miles away could be buried under feet of ash, disrupting agriculture, water supplies, and infrastructure. The global climate could cool by several degrees for years, affecting crops and food security. Modern society, with its interconnected systems, would face challenges unlike anything in recorded history. But let's put this in perspective. Yellowstone's smaller-scale activity, like hydrothermal explosions, is far more likely in the near term. These events, where pressurized water turns to steam and explodes, have happened throughout the park's history. They can be dangerous but are localized compared to a full-blown eruption. Scientists are also studying the magma chambers beneath Yellowstone to better understand their size and behavior. Current data suggests the chambers are only partially molten, which reduces the risk of a massive eruption in the short term. Monitoring technology has come a long way, giving us a clearer picture of Yellowstone's activity. The Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, a collaboration between the U.S. Geological Survey, the National Park Service, and universities, keeps a close eye on the caldera. If signs of an impending eruption were detected, scientists would likely have weeks or even months to issue warnings. This isn't like the movies where a volcano erupts out of nowhere. Real volcanic activity builds slowly with plenty of measurable signals. So, should you be worried? Not really. Yellowstone is a dynamic living system, but the odds of a catastrophic eruption in our lifetime are vanishingly small. The park's geothermal features are a reminder of its power, but they're also part of what makes it so extraordinary. Scientists continue to study Yellowstone, not just to assess risks, but to unlock the secrets of Earth's deep interior. Every earthquake, every geyser eruption, every shift in the ground tells us more about our planet's past and future. Yellowstone's volcanic story is a testament to the Earth's raw power and constant change. It's a place where beauty and danger coexist, where the ground steams and the past whispers through ancient rocks. While the idea of a supervolcano captures our imagination, the reality is that Yellowstone is far more likely to keep dazzling us with its geysers and hot springs than to unleash a doomsday eruption. So, next time you hear about Yellowstone's volcano, remember, it's a geological marvel, not a ticking time bomb. Keep exploring, stay curious, and let's continue to marvel at the wonders beneath our feet.